Hello, wherever I'm, this is Jaden's videos, and this is Nightmare House 2019, The Dark Harvest Haunt Build Day 5. So, I haven't done anything today yet, but I'm going to start doing stuff. I just want to do a little introduction here to show you some stuff I did yesterday. It wasn't enough to make a full build video on, so I just didn't make it, but I started putting some things in their places. Of course, the walls aren't up yet, but I started putting some things where I know they'll go. This might not stay here, and it probably won't, but I just put it here for now, just in case it does. The little farmer's hat on that pole probably won't stay there, but this stuff over here is stuff that probably will stay. And I did some work on the pumpkin patch, because that doesn't need any walls, because the side of the house and the fence are its walls. So I could start working on that very early. Well, I mean, it's not early, but I could start working on it before putting walls up. So I mentioned the backstory of this theme is or this little section of the haunt is a pumpkin patch on the farm that was built. Ooh, there's a big black racer snake. Oh, that scared me. I thought he was gonna jump. I love snakes, but I still don't want to get bit by one. It's a pumpkin patch on the farm that is built on top of a cemetery. So I do have a few tombstones here and there, not many, because I want it to look more like a pumpkin patch, but I still want the whole backstory of this section to be clear. So I do have a few tombstones. These aren't very good tombstones. I might get some better ones for it, because these ones are kind of cheesy. We'll find out. They're kind of placeholders for now, in case I do get better ones. So you have that one. And I have one, I'm only using 3 tombstones, because like I said, I don't want too many. And then the one with the pumpkin on top that I got at Target. But I'm not using too many, because I just want the focus to mainly be the pumpkin patch. But each one is going to go by a big pumpkin creature, like it's their grave. So this one, for instance, is by the giant pumpkin guy that I made. This is where he's going to be. This is exactly where he's going to stand in the haunt. The checkout station of the pumpkin patch is obviously going to be right here once that is cut and trimmed. And so people will just turn the corner from that and he'll be the first one that they see. Kind of wanted him to be the first because I want to save the best ones for last, so you don't see the best one as soon as you walk into the pumpkin patch. Kind of want him to be the first. So yeah, he's here. I think he looks pretty cool here. Of course there will be much more scenery around him, a bunch of vines on the fence, and it will definitely look better. This is just basic layout for now. There's going to be way more pumpkins. This is going to be filled with real pumpkins, fake pumpkins, all sorts of stuff, but I just put a few right now, because most of them I'm using to decorate the outside of my house, so I don't want to take them down until right before Halloween, like the week before, or the week of, I don't know yet. But I got this pumpkin right here. It's a half pumpkin, and it might not stay there. It probably will, though, because I don't know where else to put it, because it's only half of a pumpkin, so it would look kind of weird if it was somewhere else. And then there's this pumpkin, which is just a basic one. That's a jack-o'-lantern, of course. This is a basic, pumpkin. And then here's some more tombstones. We got this one. Like I said, if I don't get any better tombstones, then these will have to do. But if I do, these are just placeholders for now. And then this one's at the very end, because this is, like I said, where Towering Jack-O'-Man's going to go right there, so that's kind of his tombstone. I thought it would look better over there, so each tombstone isn't directly in front of the character, because it would be kind of dumb. That one's going to belong to Pumpkin Patch Prowler, because Pumpkin Patch Prowler is going to go right here. Now, Bone Collector is over here, and I know you guys may be thinking, why do you have Bone Collector outside right now? You should keep him inside in case it rains. It actually rained yesterday while he was out here. As soon as I put him out here, I was like, oh, it's not going to rain. It's October, and then bam, it starts raining. But here's the thing with my Bone Collector. He has been broken since 2013, like completely broken. There's no way to get him fixed that I know of. He just doesn't work at all. It's not even a single thing on him. Like, it's not even that his neck doesn't move or anything. He just doesn't work. And I've used him as a static since 2013, ever since he broke. So it's not like leaving him outside is going to get him any more broken. I'm probably going to cover him up with stuff when it does rain. Yesterday was like a surprise rainstorm, so it was like I didn't really have enough time, but luckily it didn't do anything to his body, or it didn't make him get warped away. But Halloween is this month, so I'm not too worried about it, because obviously it only rains like a few times during October, so, and that was one of them, and then it rained a little bit today, so it's not going to rain very many more times before Halloween, so I'm not too worried about it. And when it does rain, I can just cover him up, because he's already broken, so I'm not worried about getting his mechanical parts ruined, because they already are fully ruined. All I am really worried about is this warping and cracking, but that can easily be fixed by covering him, because I want him here because it's just one less thing to do and one less thing to have to worry about doing as we get closer to Halloween. The more things that you can get done, the better. So, and since he's one that I use as a static anyways and he's not going to break, I thought I might as well put him here. The reason he's here is obviously because it's supposed to be, like I said, pumpkin patch built on burial grounds. So he's a skeleton, and I'm not done with this little section with him. I am going to get a coffin and put it like up there or right there and make it look like he fell out of the coffin. And he's got a few vines wrapped around him. I definitely probably will put more, but right now he's only got a few. But the vines are wrapped around him like the pumpkins are taking hold of him. And I think it looks pretty cool. Looks kind of weird right now, looks kind of out of place, but it will look better once the coffin's next to him. This whole scene looks out of place and kind of just stupid right now. But, oh, as soon as I was talking about it not raining, it starts raining again. Are you kidding me? It's just little sprinkles, though. Hopefully it only stays little sprinkles. But, this whole scene looks kind of out of place because there's not much in it yet, but it definitely will look better when I get lighting in here. Way more pumpkins, everything. So, yeah. And I will do more once the rain stops. Okay, so I wasn't showing you guys progress as it was done today, and the only reason for that is because mainly what I did today was clear out the garage so we can start on the barn probably this upcoming weekend. I'm also going to Halloween Horror Nights this Friday or Saturday or Sunday, one of the days, so I'm excited for that. And then we'll work on the haunt a lot after that. But let me show you guys what was done. First off, me and my dad worked on this guy. He's pretty much done, and I know it looks kind of weird having one big hand, and I don't know, it's kind of weird, but he's supposed to be kind of a weird creature that doesn't really make sense. He is the crow scarecrow is what I call him. So this mask I actually got, it's called King of Crows, and I got it from Ghoulish Productions off of Amazon for I think like 40 bucks. It's a really awesome mask, and I thought it worked so perfectly for the haunt this year, and I could definitely make something with it. It's very, very creepy. It's so it's a scarecrow burlap mask, but there's a crow inside. You can see its beak coming out and the creepy eyes, and it's so bloody and gory. Actually, I posted this to my Instagram story, and it made the Instagram story mature content, and so you had to accept the thing. People were telling me that you have to accept if you want to watch it or not because mature content, because Instagram thought it was real blood. That's how good of the detail on this mask is. I think it's a really cool mask, and I wanted to make something with it, so I decided to. So what this is, if you guys are wondering, this is the Bobblehead Grim Reaper from CVS 2012. Ever since 2016, I haven't really had a use for the Bobblehead Grim Reaper because he's not really a scary Reaper. So in 2016, I made him into Krampus. 2017, I don't think I used him in 2017. I might have. I don't think I did, though. Yeah, I didn't. 2018, though, if you guys remember, I actually made him into the Goat Priest, and the goat head is still on here. You can see it's kind of sticking out there, and the reason it's like that is because it gives the head more stabilization. The goat head is still on there. The horns were just sawed off to make sure that mask can fit on properly. And then I use the same cloak just because I feel like it's just a brown basic cloak. It would work for this character I decided to make this year, so I didn't really change the character too much other than putting this mask on it. I stuffed the back of the mask with newspaper to give it more shape, so I put the mask on it, and then Nightmare Harvester's hand here, actually, because my Nightmare Harvester's hand broke twice, and so Spirit sent me two new hands. Now his hand is fine. You can see him in there. His hand is fine now. But Spirit sent me two new hands, and so I have two extra Nightmare Harvester hands that were broken that I decided to use for a prop. I can't find the other one, so I was originally going to have this guy have two Nightmare Harvester hands, but I liked this idea better, so I'll get to that in a second. But that's an extra Nightmare Harvester hand I had. and could use, so I'm pretty happy with that. And over here is a scythe, which is, and this isn't really held on too well. It's definitely going to need some work. It's just kind of held in there from the wire that held in the Grim Reaper's hand, but his was also screwed in, so it's not really held in as well as it could be. This one right here is much better in there because that was actually drilled a hole in the bottom and put in there with the scythe. So he's got one hand that's a scythe and one that is a scarecrow hand. So he doesn't really have a backstory that I've come up with. He's just kind of a creepy hybrid thing, which is why I think it's cool having him have two different types of hands too. And he looks kind of weird right now because he doesn't have the bottom there. But if you guys remember the goat priest last year, I said the same thing about him. I think he looked weird because he doesn't have the bottom of the cloak and it just looked kind of off. But then on Halloween night, he looked really creepy in the dark. So I'm definitely going to have this guy in a dark corner, and you'll only see like the top of him because I'll only have a light illuminating the top. So it'll work. He'll still look very creepy in the dark. Just a big, creepy creature. And I'm pretty happy with him. Now here's the major thing that was done today, and I didn't see that this was done until I came outside to see it, because like I said, I was working on the garage, because that needs to be done for the haunt, so the barn can start being built. So I didn't see this until I came out, but my dad was working on the windmill. It's not done yet. But he was working on it. Let me get the flashlight. He was working on it, and it's pretty cool. It's huge. It's about, I would say, 10 feet tall. It's enormous. And right now it just looks like this, because this is just the frame. It's actually a PVC pipe frame, because my dad said that it would be easier if we make some of the things, of course the farmhouse is still going to be made out of wood and stuff, but some of the things like this would be easier to do with PVC pipe frame, because it's just easier to put them together, and it's actually really sturdy still because it's got the 4 legs to stabilize it, and it's been a little bit windy tonight and it hasn't fallen over, so I think it's going to be pretty sturdy. But this is just the frame of it, but there is going to be wood covering it so it looks like wood, so don't worry, there will be wood on it. This is just the frame, because the frame is easier to make out of PVC pipe for something this skinny, but there will be wood covering it to make it look like a windmill. And there's also going to be a PVC piece coming out of there. I don't know where it went, but it was already put together. Let me try to find it. It was already put together. It's already, where is it? I want to show it to you guys. Oh, there it is. Okay, that's the PVC piece that's going to come out of there. And we're going to get the foam board and carve out the blades on it, the windmill blades, and make it loose enough so that on Halloween night when there's wind, it'll spin, or just add a reindeer motor to it so it can spin. I don't know which yet, but reindeer motor would probably be best because then it's always spinning. I don't know yet, but it's pretty tall. I really like it. Of course, like I said, it's just the frame, but it's definitely going to be a lot taller once it gets the blade on it, because that's going to make it significantly taller. And this is actually where it's going to go in the haunt. It will be backed up more, but it's not backed up right now just in case it falls over, so it doesn't fall over on the neighbor's fence. But it's pretty tall, and I like it. You guys will get to see it better in the day when we start working on it more tomorrow. It's really tall though, and I really, really like the outcome so far. And so this is the Rector Farm part of the haunt. I know you can't really tell because it's dark out, but this is the Rector Farm section. Nightmare Harvester's going there, like I already mentioned. So I just wanted the windmill on the Rector Farm. This is also where the outhouse is going to go, and the smokehouse, and jackstraw, and this is going to be the most chaotic part of the haunt, because there's going to be a lot of stuff in here since it's supposed to be like the main section of the farm. But I like this. I think it turned out really cool. My dad did a good job on it so far. I'm going to help him when it actually comes to doing the blade and stuff. And I would have been helping him with this if I would have known he was already getting it done. I just didn't know because I was working in the garage. But anyways, not too much was done in this build today. Only 2 things were made. And, well, quite a few was done, including the garage, but not very much stuff was made. But it was some stuff that needed to be done, and it was stuff that's going to take a while, because the windmill definitely was taking him a while, because he had to saw all the pieces of the PVC and then get them to the right lengths and everything. So it is something that takes a while. So it was stuff that had to be done, and stuff that I'm glad got done, because we're just one step closer to being finished with the haunt. So tomorrow, I'm hoping I think we're going to finish the windmill tomorrow. If not, we'll finish that sometime this week. But tomorrow I'm hoping, after we finish the windmill, if we do, to start on the farmhouse, and that is going to be a task because that is entirely wood. It's got a porch, it's got cutout doors and windows, it's got everything. It's going to be the most massive, most impressive, biggest, and just straight out cool thing that I'm making this year. So I'm excited for the farmhouse. I'm really excited, and I want to get it started tomorrow because I want to get that piece done, because the sooner that piece is done, the sooner we can focus on other things, because that piece is one of the most important pieces of the haunt, because the whole scene is based around that facade. So that's really an important part of the haunt, and I'm excited to get that done. Then after that, the farmhouse is going to take a few days, but hopefully starting it tomorrow. And then after the farmhouse is completed, I'll probably start working on... I'll probably work on like the sawmill facade, and then what would be next? The checkout for the pumpkin patch is something that needs to be done, but that might not be done until closer to Halloween because that's going to be cardboard. And then I'm looking around the yard thinking I'll probably start the barn soon, the inside of the barn, as soon as that garage is completely finished. It's like 95% finished right now, more 80% finished, but as soon as that's completed, I'll put up the walls in there and then start work on that. But, yeah, I'll start the barn facade probably like 2 weeks before Halloween, because that's going to go outside my garage, and so we can't have the garage covered up for too long. So that is going to start a little bit closer to Halloween. But there's also... I'm trying to think about what else there is that will be done. Oh yeah, the walls for the haunt are going to be put up as soon as the farmhouse is done. I can't put those up until the farmhouse is done, because we have to be able to move big pieces of the farmhouse in and out of our little workspace here into the main section of the yard, and so we can't have walls hindering that. So the walls can't be done until the farmhouse is done. So as soon as the walls are done, I can work on the Dead Oaks cabin facade and the Simon Slaughterhouse facade, because those are connected to the posts that hold up the walls. So farmhouse is my major priority right now, and hopefully that will be done tomorrow. And as we're doing this, my mom's been doing a great job working on... we're all doing like a little bit of stuff at once, so we can get it done faster, because my parents do help me with the haunt. Of course, it is all my plans, all stuff that I designed and stuff, but they definitely do a lot of building alongside me. Of course, I do building too, but really what I mainly focus on in the haunt is designing stuff, coming up with the theme, and lighting and props. I'm mainly the scenery guy. I usually put the scenery up. I usually decorate the haunt and make the props. Whereas my dad is really good with building stuff, and my mom is good with painting, so she usually does the painting. And then my grandma comes and she does some of the smaller stuff too. So, anyways, we all did a little bit today. My mom was working on the outhouse, which, oh, look at it. It's ruined. It got ruined in the rain because it was too close to the outer part right here. So it got ruined in the rain, and now she needs to make a whole new one. So that's something that she'll probably be working on throughout the week as me and my dad are building more stuff. It just depends, I guess. But I hope you guys enjoyed this haunt build video. Quite a bit was done today. Quite a bit of important stuff was done. It wasn't like a bunch of stuff done, but like I said before, we start off slow, and then stuff slowly starts getting more and more amped up. More and more stuff is done a day as we get closer to Halloween. And Halloween is only 25 days away, the day I'm filming this, which is October 6th. It won't be uploaded till the day later, but Halloween is only 25 days away from today, so things are definitely going to start amping up soon, especially since... I don't know what I was going to say, but there's a 3-day weekend next week because of Columbus Day, and my dad has Tuesday off of work, so then he can get some stuff done while I'm at school, and then I can come home and help him with some stuff. There's definitely going to be a lot of times that we have extra days to work coming up, so we got a lot to do, but we got time, because though Halloween is only 25 days away, once we start getting more work done each day, because when the season starts, we take a lot of break days. But as we get closer to Halloween, we do more work each day, so it will definitely get done on time. It always does. But I hope you guys all enjoyed this build video. I really liked everything that was done today. Really some stuff I was excited to get done for a while now, so I hope you all enjoyed. Keep howling at the moon, my werewolves.
Hey, come back. You don't play fair and you're making me angry. But maybe if you subscribe to Jaden's videos and join the werewolf army, I'll let you live another day. But it's not guaranteed.